preparing it, I had so many definitions or whatever of what vision is.
Na mra mi se mo se meka ma be kasa no na me wo nchechemu bebre metumi achacha se.
But I would like us to read the book of Proverbs.
Na mbese ye kan mebusem
29 verse 18. 29. So, King James Version does know that. What King James Version says, there is no vision, people perish. Vision is very important in everyone's life. I tend to define, after reading all these definitions, I tend to define vision as the reality you want to see in future, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years from now. The reality you want to see in your life as opposed to who you are now.
Now, one can be trusted, but no what to say. Can you try to open the field?
Having no vision is like waking up early in the morning. You prepare yourself and go out to the trotro station or taxi rank, and you just say, I am going. Where are you going?
We need to do so. And I say, what sorry, no pa no we say what call Jina say trotro station as a taxi mini.
Vision is very important in the Christian's life.
And it's
a fundamental necessity. We have to have a vision because it will help us to maintain a fulfilled life. In other words, where there is no vision, there is no direction. Sad to say that most of us in Africa with this life visionless. We are just going. You slept last night, you woke up this morning, you are going. There's no direction. No direction, there is usually confusion. Vision is vital for the born again Holy Spirit filled Christian. We are saved to serve. And that service must be based upon the vision of God for our lives. He is the one who saves us, calls us, and commissions us so that we can fulfill His will for our lives. However, without vision, that will not happen. Vision has become so real that we are willing to commit our lives to it. Because vision produces faith. And when vision produces faith, we all know that faith is so important. Without it, we cannot please God. You know, various of vision comes from our desires. And our desires originate from our purpose. And God gives us our purpose the minute we are born. To the prophet Jeremiah, God said, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctified you. I ordained you a prophet to the nations. Just like us, Jeremiah's purpose was decided in his mother's womb. Our purpose is reflected through the honorable desires of our God. He places in our hearts. However, a deeper revelation of the intricacies and specifics of our purpose comes through our relationship with God. So how do you develop a vision? First of all, you look back. You know, when you drive, there are some mirrors on the sides and inside. It helps you to look back. Looking back is not dwelling on the past, but recognizing God's finger in the past. Every scar in your life tells a story. Every scar. It tells a story, revealing the God who carried you. Israel often stumbled, not because God was absent, but because they remembered giants and forgot his victories. Looking back also clarifies how God shaped your character. Through seasons you prayed would end quickly. You know, sometimes you are in a certain situation and you wish it did not happen. So vision also clarifies. When you look back in your life, you see that God has been steady and present in your life. And it reminds you that what nearly broke you became a place God blessed. And when you have remembered faithfulness, it reduces your fear. And gives you perspective. But you don't only look back to come up with a vision. You also look forward. Looking forward ignites your passion. Because your movement draws you closer to God. Abraham stepped into an unknown future. God just asked him to go to another place. Vision lifts your eyes from what was and focuses you on what God is forming in your life. God rarely gives the entire map of where he wants you to go. But in the end, he will get you there. Looking forward trains your heart to expect God's goodness. So when I come to the practical, first and foremost, vision determines your direction. Your direction in life, and by extension, your spiritual life and family life. 2, vision allocates your resources. And when I talk of resources, I just mean what we take from our pocket. but resources including time.
Say you can mre.
Normally, our time is what? GMT, eh? Yeah. Ghana Midnight. Yeah. They say it's Greenwich Meridian time, but in Ghana, I call it Ghana Midnight. Anybody you are making an appointment with, he doesn't tell you straight forward that 9 o'clock. He says 9 to 10.
Yeah. People,
or 10 to 10:30.
And I say, no, do no film.
But there is time like 10 to 10:30. 9 o'clock is 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock is 8 o'clock. And you know, unfortunately, because our concept of time, we waste it a lot. So if I had an appointment at 9 o'clock, and I showed up at 9:30, can you wind the clock back to 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock on that particular day is gone. It will never come in your life. A visionless person does not respect time. Of course, vision allocates finance as well. If you have a vision, say you are a student, a young person, you have a certain pocket of cash. When you come to my library, I have a lot of books. And the last time my son said, "Daddy, what are you with all this? Because your grandchildren would need it. Give it away." I said, "You don't know what I'm talking about." Those books are what have made me who I am today. Today, the students, they verify data and air. And when they be using the time to study, they are on social media. But those with vision will find resources. Believe it or not, at my age, I'm still doing courses online. I don't need it, but it gives me perspective. It gives me some kind of knowledge and wisdom. Then finally, vision determines your relationships. You know the vision statement of Microsoft, those who know computers, the vision says that there must be a computer in every home and every desk. That is their vision. Coca-Cola used to be to make people happy. So you drink a lot of Coke and end up with diabetes.
Yeah, you see, computer.
When you get to know how much sugar they put in Coke, you will run away from it. Vision, no companies, when they have a vision, they also have relationships. They know that I can partner with this other company because our vision seems to be related. So they have relationships. And that helps the company to what? To grow. Christianity is not for an individual. We are supposed to what? Partner, to network. That is what will make us stronger in our faith. Vision, I normally say when I talk to other people, vision determines who you marry. If you go and marry a visionless person, he will lead you and you will fall in the gutter. So you must always find out before you step inside there. Do not go as a blind person. You know, two blind people moving, they go into the city. You see, when you have vision, it affects your attitude also. Your attitude is optimistic and so everything I said today, remember, vision directs you. Sit down and plan your company. Even if you are going to sell oranges, sit down and plan. And put certain goals in front of you. Don't just start. 50 cedis, then you buy oranges, you know, and it's working. It's not working. You need to plan whatever you want to do. Because when there is a plan, there is also something inside the plan that helps you to check yourself. Am I on the right track? Or have I been distracted? Where am I now? I said I want to be a millionaire in 5 years. It's 2 years now. Where am I in the journey? I think I told the men last week that I stopped to buy cocoa along the street on my way home from town. And when I bought my coconut, how can I get this car that you are driving? He said, not for somebody. But that is also hope. He has hope. So I told him, your vision must be very long. Start planning it now. When I started work in 1980, I used to teach in the secondary school. I used to walk from my house to the school to teach. Then in 82, I was working in SNIT. I was teaching part-time. So I would walk in the morning to the secondary school, have a lesson, then walk to the office. My manager called me and said, okay, I noticed that you are always the last person who is coming. Even though you are not late, but everybody comes before you. So I had to explain my circumstance. But what I did not realize that I was being observed by my manager. So I upgraded. Got a bicycle. A few years down the line, I upgraded a motorbike. A few years down the line, I got a second-hand Peugeot 305. You know, life is not that easy. It's not bad to have a high ambition. But your ambition must be John Haggai, Dr. John Haggai, he used to train Christian leaders in Singapore and Hawaii. John Haggai told us, when I was there in 82, that dream so big that if God is not in it, it will not happen.
Dr. Egan was Singapore,
so dreaming is not an offense. But be realistic with your dream and be committed to it. Because you can't start selling coconut and then in 1 week or in 1 month you are diverted to something else and diverted to something else. You are not focused. Pray for God to give us revelation so that our lives will identify His purpose. Remember, you are saved and empowered by the Holy Spirit for a purpose. Each one of us here has a purpose. Pray to God to show you your purpose in His house. Because He saved us so that we would work for Him. But most of us only warm the pews or chairs. We don't use pews. We only warm the chairs. And then after that, take. God help us. But the practicality of how you can do your vision and so on, it is another day.